Hi everyone, it's time for Oracle Monday. I will be using the Sacred Forest Oracle today. And happy almost eclipse season. Feeling that in my bones. Oh my good God. And the Schumann and everything. It is a wild time. And there's so many changes happening in my life right now. So much unknown. So much, and it's happening all during eclipse season, and the stuff. And it's just like, what? I am very much here for it. And also, I was terrified, very excited, and doing the work. So, and breathing. So let's see what card is for this week. Ooh, the Willow Spirit, flexibility, flexibility. I just got this like a couple days ago, and the number is 48. If anyone's into that, and at the edge of the forest pond grows a large willow. Her branches dip lightly into the waters. As the wind rises, her elegant bough sways to and fro like a mystic dancer. Her dangling leaves whisper across the water in lazy designs. This card encourages you to be flexible in your life, be willing to bend and even yield. There is power in doing this as a choice rather than forfeiting, rather than as a forfeit of your will. Even though there are times to stand strong, sometimes the greater valor is to go around a situation rather than to face it head on. Being adaptable, you can succeed, whereas someone who is more rigid may not. In rough winds, a strong oak tree may break, while the willow can just bend without snapping. Adjust to life rather than fight it. Surrender to the process. As the willow can weather storms, so you too can weather life's challenges. There are many legends regarding the willow tree, and often associated with the god and goddess such as Hecate, Artemis, and Mercury. In ancient Athens, it was practice was a practice of the priest of, I cannot say this word, Asclepius, to place a willow branch in their temple in the belief that it would draw in mystical healing. The willow was also sacred to poets, for the sound of the wind through the willow was thought to influence poetic expression. In Celtic traditions, the willow has always been known as the tree of dreaming, inspiration, and enchantment. The spirit of willow says, be flexible in your life. Be willing to bend rather than break. Be amenable to change, and you will flourish in wondrous ways. I don't know about anyone else, but the call to be flexible, especially this year, has been huge. And the fact that we got this card this week, right before eclipse season, going into this, the message can't be any clearer than to just flow, to bend, to go around, to adapt, kind of like when you're dancing and you're on the dance floor. Even if you're a terrible dancer, you still move around people. Your body knows to go, kind of like the willow tree. If you choose to stand there or you choose to not be flexible, you will constantly run into people. And that's not saying like if you're like me, sometimes I run into people anyways because I'm a little when I dance. But like I said with the oak tree, it's like it can break. And that goes with a lot of things, like with being stubborn about decisions and not being flexible and not doing the things. It can really get to the point where it will break. And it might not break you, but it will break certain things. When if you could have just bended, and not bending who you are, your will, or who you be, like as a person inside, it's talking about being flexible, like wanting something and being flexible of how it comes to you, or being flexible in, you know, how you decide to do something, or just maybe not picking that fight that isn't even that important. And if you would just bend a little bit, and not bend to like, oh, you're right, I'm wrong, you're wrong, I'm right, any of that. It's just like maybe just not making everything so rigid. I used to live in this rigid world for so long. I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I have literally been breaking this rigidity basically over the last year, for real, and has led me to amazing things. It has not been easy. Being flexible is not easy because we are not taught. Rigidity is what's taught. It's like you have to plan, you have to do this, everything. If you're not rigid and you're not holding on, or you're not whatever, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to happen. You have to control it. If you don't control it, it's never going to happen. And I don't know if any of us have really come to the thing of every time we try to choke something, every time we try to be this rigid thing, we snap. We snap. And then we got to pick up it up, or we got to grow back a branch. We got to replant, which is good when you replant too. But, sometimes you can avoid so much by just being flexible, by just letting it be, trusting the universe, whoever has your back, and to just your way through. Because this isn't a human experience, and it is rough already in a lot of ways. And if there's a way to make it less that, by being more flexible and just, maybe enjoying more or fighting less, that's the key for that. So that's a little message for this week for eclipse season too, because eclipse season is going to be a ride, like always, and being flexible through it will probably make it a lot less painful or intense. I don't know. So I am sending so much love, light, and authenticity to everyone. Thank you for being here.